Hello everyone, and welcome back to JDM Cream. I'm JP, and I'll be showing you today what I got. It's a fun toy, it's a mobber, something I can get around in and not care about too much, but still have some fun in. You know, like that old shit car that you used to have, that you didn't have to worry about, hey, if something's gonna happen, if it gets scratched, or if it gets messed up, you don't care. So, I like that kind of car. I gotta have that kind of car again in my life, amongst other cars that I have, just to show you how to have some fun. And you don't have to have a very expensive car to have fun. Introducing to you my MK3 Golf. It's a two-door Volkswagen Golf. Introducing the MK3 Golf. Alright guys, this is the MK3 Volkswagen Golf that I just picked up, and this will be the fun car for the summer that I don't have to care about. Nice and low already with some adjustable suspension. Yeah, it's got a little rust on it, but it's got a nice exhaust. Some fun. Nice and low, squatting. It's a fun car. What can I say? So, that's what we're going to be working on. The front glass has some damage, where you can see, maybe because the car's too low and it's flexing the frame, and that could be it, that it broke under stress. But either way, we're gonna pimp it out and have some fun. I've got some plans for this thing. I'll be able to show you that in later videos. So today my goal is to start taking apart all of the plastics on the inside and the outside of the window frame, including the windshield wipers. That way I can get that better, so I can start working. All right, so everything needs to come out. So today, that's what you guys will be seeing. All of this trimming has to come off here. Got a nice little steering wheel. Gotta have a fun car. So this plastic has to come off. This as well, these visors and the front of the headliner, so this middle has to come out as well. Got a lot of damage in here, but I don't care. It's got a sunroof. I'm just gonna take off the cloth and hell with it. Yeah, that's hanging down. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I can glue that back. It's not that bad of a car. Almost for free. You know, so what can you say? All right. Let's get to doing it. All right, guys, we're gonna start taking off the windshield wipers and as much trimming as we can around the windshield. I'll give you guys a close-up so you see what I'm doing. Removing these plastic clips, caps that block the nuts from holding on the wipers. I believe that's going to be a 13. Kind of wiggle it a little bit and it'll come. Good way to not lose your hardware, you can put the washer and the nut back on there. Just like so. So, one of them off already. That's probably going to need some spray. That should loosen it up. And we've got the next. Okay. All of these plastic screws, there's maybe about 6 of them. I'll be taking these off now. All is the plastic trim on the bottom of the windshield. So what I just used was this plastic crowbar. It's good for all kinds of things, but yeah, plastic clips, it's a must. Plastic with plastic, don't break anything. And this rubber strip. That rubber strip can be removed. And now the plastic should come very easy. Looks like it's going to be 2 pieces. Go. 2 pieces left and right. here, we're going to be looking at the trim, seeing what we need to do to remove this trim and make sure that there's nothing blocking the windshield from the outside, and then we can work on the inside. So let's start. There's one side. Okay, we're now ready to remove the right side. And there goes the right side. Alright guys, so I've removed all the plastic trimming on the inside where the window sits, so I can get a wire between the glass and the frame of the car. That way we can cut the silicone all the way around in a saw motion. One person's going to be on the inside pulling, while the person on the outside is going to be doing the same as well, back and forth in a sawing motion until we've achieved going all the way around the car. We'll be putting on these suctions that'll help to hold the window. Okay, I'm going to show you quickly all the material that we'll be using to cut the silicone. Cutaway, priming the surface, and the silicone we'll be using to put the glass back together. Okay, so I've got the new strip for the top of the window. That goes right on top of the windshield with the new windshield while we're putting that in. And if you take a look here, this is the pneumatic pistol for pumping out the silicone. I have these two handles here that is going to be used to hold that cutting wire. This tool is a probing tool to push through the silicone to feed the wire through. Then someone on the inside will tie one end to this one handle, and the other one, of course, on the outside, tied to the other end of the wire, and that will be used to use a saw motion, a back and forth sawing motion. And this is a little kit here. It should come with everything. Sorry guys, it's in German. We're in Switzerland, so let's take a look and see what this kit has. Nice instruction manual, we'll need that for sure. There's a silicone that we'll be using. Some more cutting wire. We have a professional set with a kit, so we don't need the one that comes with the kit, the small kit itself, as we have actual tools for putting in glass that we bought before. Then you've got your primer. This is an adhesion primer activator. You need to put that on with a swab before you put on the silicone, and that swab will be here. This is the one you'll be using. Alright, and then some other little things in here will be important. Of course, you've got the directions, very important, to scuff the surface before putting on the primer. And then we have our tip here for gauging how high we want the silicone to stand when we're putting the silicone on the frame of the car. This, I'm not sure, is probably just to work with the glass, two little rubber things. I'm not sure what that does. I'll figure that out later. So that's everything in the box. All right, guys, let's get set up to work. And let's start cracking that window out. All right, guys, so as you can see, I've got the cable here for cutting the silicone. I have it on the end of this tool here, and that's going to allow me to insert that into the silicone. So we'll be doing that together here in a moment. All right, so and now she's in. As easy as that. Not easy now. All right. Now that the cable's through, I'm going to put on the necessary attachments on the end. That way we can grab it and not cut our fingers off while we're removing the silicone. All right, so now that we have the handles mounted, we're now going to begin our cut. So I will pull towards me, a little bit away from the car, and down at the same time, because I'm going to be cutting down this way. Doesn't matter which way you go, as long as you cut all of the silicone, glass is ready to come out. Okay, she's going to hold resistance on her handle while I pull against her. I'll tell you when, not that much, not that much. There you go, just a bit. You saw how that cut? We want to repeat that. So I'm holding resistance while she's pulling. It's not just a free cable or else it won't do any cut. But I'm not holding it where she can't pull it at all. So we're holding back a little bit from each other while the other person's pulling and down. All right, your turn. And basically it's just like this the whole way around. Now we're finished cutting through that silicone and we're ready to remove the glass. I have my wife to assist me, so let's start. And as easy as that, the glass is now removed from the car. All right, guys, we're now ready to cut. I've got this tool. It's like a strong razor blade that's special for cutting the silicone around the edge. All the way around, you're gonna have to cut. Make sure that you have the edged side facing down, flat side facing up, and you want to cut in a manner where you're leaving a little bit of that silicone behind for the primer to adhere to stick to. So you don't want to cut it all the way to the paint, but you want to have a small layer, a very small, very thin layer of that rubber left behind. Then that'll allow the new silicone to adhere to the car. Of course, using the primer first. So that's what I'm going to do. We'll be starting over here. And there's the rest of it. Now that that's done, I'm going to have to prep the surface. So I'm going to start by cleaning it all up. Then after that, I'm going to put a primer, a special primer that allows the new silicone to stick to the old silicone and the car as well, in places where there is no silicone left. So let's do it. So I'm going to use paint thinner, a rag, clean up anything else I can find that will cause a problem to the adhesion of the primer and the new silicone. Okay, so I'm going to get the broken window out of the way, set up the new window or the front windshield onto the stand, and prep that for putting onto the car. We're going to dry fit it, test it, make sure we have all the adjustments we need before we put it on. What we'll do is we'll mark it with some tape on the top, lower, and both sides. That way when we're installing it, we have a focus point where to go, so we're not putting this thing on weird. All right, let me get to that. All right, so here we have the new glass. And here is a weather strip that goes on the top of the windshield before it actually goes together with all the silicone and sits on the car. So that we'll need to put onto the glass before applying the glass to the car. But for the test fit, I don't believe it's necessary to put it on, but can't hurt, can it? So let me start unwrapping the glass and we'll get to the next step. Okay, it's almost out of the packing. Of course, very patient, don't have to rush. Glass isn't cheap. Okay. Well, guys, it looks like I got two of them because the glass came with one, but you can never be sure. And I wouldn't like to be held back on the job because I wasn't prepared with my material. So, I can always send this back, no problem. Like I said, better be safe than sorry. Check twice, check 3 times if you have to. Don't drop the glass until the job is done. You don't want anything going wrong. and it can easily all go wrong. Okay, so we're going to be applying these suction cups to the glass. That way we can properly handle the glass to do our dry fit. Just to make sure that not only is it a correct glass, which I hope it is, I'm pretty sure it is, but you never know. And for marking the position when all the silicone's laid out, so you're putting it in the right spot, not working twice or 3 times, having a clean silicone and all that stuff. You don't want to go down that road. Do it once, do it right. Yes, it's like playing with a wand, because I don't want anything going wrong, but yet, look like it's holding good. I will get my wife, and she'll help me lay it onto the car and check it out. Alright? I'll be right back. Alright guys, we're now going to be dry fitting the glass onto the car very carefully. Luckily it's not heavy. This is not a race. Let's go backwards. Go backwards. Hold it good on the glass. Alright. Okay. Alright. What I'm doing now is I'm adjusting 2 little half moon fingers on the bottom where the glass sits so you can position it correctly. Okay, we're going to go with it one more time. The edge. Slow. There's not a race. Okay. Okay, slow it together. Make sure that I'm doing the same things you're doing. And don't go forward if I'm not forward. Okay, how's your end looking? It's not actually sitting on this finger here. It's kind of high on this side. Alright, we're going to take it up easy, okay? You're going to lift out and up, so it's not going to fall down the glass. Okay? Alright, so we're going to walk down this. Okay. Good. I think it's only been because of these over here. These guys. But I'm not going to touch it again.
No.
What? What?
Oh, I thought it was.
Okay, now I have the primer, all-in-one primer activator. If you guys can see that. Gotta get a new camera, but take my word for it. I'm gonna apply this all the way around the frame and let it dry. Should only take about 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, that'll be it. And in a few, we're going to start putting the silicone around and then, of course, laying the glass. Okay, guys, got the silicone, putting the glass on, and today I'll be using a pneumatic pistol for that. You can use a hand caulking gun as well, but this you'll be working a lot easier, a lot less effort and more consistent. Instead of the pumping motion, you'll get more stability and you'll be able to do the job in one shot. Okay, let's start it up. All right, and as easy as that looked, it was definitely not. Okay, I'm gonna make sure the silicone isn't all crazy, and we're putting on the glass. All right, so I'm just gonna adjust anything that I need to do to make it look good when it finally sticks. So you're all probably wondering, why do you squeeze it out in a wall-like formation? And that's so when you're pressing down on the glass, you can guarantee that every part of the glass is pressed into the silicone. Okay, so let's cross our fingers. We're putting it on. we'll wait till it's dry, right? I'm gonna clean up a little bit around where I've got silicone on the car because I'm not a professional. But this is from Many Guy, how to do it. Now you can do it. Hello guys, it's now day 2. The silicone has had time to dry over the night, so we're now going to check out the finished results and then we can put the plastic back on. All right, let's check it out. Okay, so here's all the material. Now we're finished with that. We're going to go around and check. Of course, you have a little silicone squeezing out in certain areas, but no more broken glass. Try to focus that better. And all on the inside. Yeah. Think it worked? Nice and even lines all the way up, and that trim piece fit in there perfectly all the way across. So I can clean that up with some glass cleaner later. That's not important at the moment, but no more broken glass. So now we've got these plastic pieces to put in, these long strips that go from the roof over to the windshield, covering the edges. And then we have the plastic trimming that goes on the inside of the glass. Yeah, that'll go right over here on this side and on the right side. Okay, so let me get started. Okay, now that the outside trim is nice and secure onto the car, I've got the windshield wipers on. I can show you in a little bit. And now we're going to be installing the plastic trimming on the insides and the headliner and a couple other things in the car. So just bear with me and I'll get started immediately. While we're at it, we're going to put on the mirror. It's got like 3 points here, as you can see. I don't know if you can check that out on the camera, but all you do is you put it in and turn it a third and it locks in. That's for Volkswagen. And there it is. One side is in. No, it looked a little rough, but sometimes you gotta be. All right. So I'm gonna go around to the other side and do that. You guys will be able to see from the inside. Putting on the last piece. Looks like that's a wrap. Okay, so we got these weather strips in. We've got the windshield wipers in. We've got the lower plastic under the windshield in. And she's ready to go. All right. All right, I got some paint thinner / glass cleaner. That way we can get the glass clean, we can get the car out of here. And that's it for the Volkswagen MK3. We're going to pull this out, and I'm going to test drive it today and have a little fun with it. Why not? Nice little car. We're going to see how the weather is today and take her out. All right? Let's do it. Right up. Alright guys, that'll be it for today. Please like and subscribe. And stay tuned. Next time, we'll be working on the Evo. Take care and have a nice day.